So, Nate, Commissioner of Overwatch League, what is it that is going to happen in January?
So in January, we're going to launch the Overwatch League. We'll play our first matches on January 10th. We're actually going to announce the schedule tonight at BlizzCon. It's a pretty awesome schedule. We're really excited after all the talk about the Overwatch League to finally be kicking off matches. And we've seen a ton of the great players that you'll see in the Overwatch League here this weekend at the Overwatch World Cup, and super excited to see this high level of competition week in, week out.
So both the fans and the teams have been waiting for this a long time. What can they expect from Overwatch League?
So I think fans can expect that we're going to, first and foremost, make great content for Overwatch fans. I think we want everything we do to be executed very professionally. And from a content perspective, we really want to make content that goes deeper into who these players are and helps fans know them more. I think something, if you look at traditional sports, they do a great job of telling the stories around the players, who they are. And I think we have a lot of work that we can do to do that better in esports. And one of the focuses we have is to create a lot of content around the matches to really help fans get to know these new teams and players more.
So speaking of traditional sports, this is a kind of traditional sports feel to the whole Overwatch League. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think there's a lot we can learn from traditional sports, and I think we, when we designed the Overwatch League, we sort of set out to pick some of the best practices from traditional sports, marry that with some best practices from esports, and build sort of a new league from the ground up. I think there's so much we can learn from traditional sports about how to build local fan bases around the world, and I think you can see the passion that you're seeing out there in the arena from fans. There is absolutely a connection that people have with their country, their city, and we want to bring more live esports competition to more fans around the world, and give more fans an opportunity to go and engage with the content live, connect with other fans that have the same passions that they do. We think it's really important for the growth of esports.
So when you have a home team to cheer for, what do you expect that to do to the whole community?
So we expect, same as you see in traditional sports, it's a great way to sort of start to build generational fandom around a team, right? Like, I'm a fan of the San Diego Padres because my dad was a fan of the San Diego Padres, right? The same sort of idea to sort of enable fandom in a lot of different permutations. So one is you see the team uniforms in game. We want fans to be able to show their allegiances in the game. We also are going to be creating a lot of physical merchandise. So we hope that you'll see people walking around the streets of London with London Spitfire kits, just in the same way that they would with an Arsenal or Chelsea kit. So we really want to sort of take a lot of the tradition and expectations you see around traditional sports and bring that to the esports world. And we think the time is right. The fan base is really engaged with some of this stuff, and we're excited to see where it goes.
So when it comes to playing matches, will they be playing at home, or will they play in the arena?
Yeah, in the first year we'll play in the Blizzard Arena in Los Angeles. We wanted to give the teams time to build that capability locally. Hosting an event like this is very complex. We do plan in the future to move towards home and away. So when London plays LA, it'll be played in either LA or London.
Most of the teams are NA teams or organizations, but there's a lot of Swedes. Do you think that the American people or the American fans will cheer for the Swedes as well?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Swedish players have a long history of being excellent in esports, especially in first-person shooters. I think the Overwatch League, we have 113 players in the Overwatch League in Season 1, representing 17 different countries, which is a really cool story. I think Sweden is actually the third most represented country of all the countries in the Overwatch League. So obviously Swedish players are going to be great. I think Swedish players have a leg up on some other foreign players because they all speak perfect English. So I think the fans will embrace them for sure.